Bob Wiley with the Wiley Group, Keller Williams Metropolitan, here with Senora Duncan of the Montessori School in Fells Point. The actual school name is?
The New Century School.
The New Century School. So
it's dual immersion. We offer Spanish and Mandarin in the two.
Explain what dual immersion is.
Dual immersion is. So you can choose Spanish, complete immersion in Spanish, or complete immersion in Mandarin Chinese.
Okay.
In the 2-3-year-old program. In the 3-4-5 program is where we actually have the Montessori instruction. And that is a partial immersion program because the Montessori program is actually done in English. However, we have assistants who speak Mandarin and Spanish. So they speak the language only to the students in the classroom, and they receive the Montessori instruction from Montessori certified teachers.
Gotcha.
In the
So let's
3-4-5
talk about these little ones, because our son, Preston, came here last year, had a wonderful experience. And so tell us a little bit about Mandarin Chinese, for example. Very difficult language. How do these little ones handle that?
It's amazing. Students or children at that age, their brains just absorb everything. And one of the things that I am bowled over by is when children are in a language instruction room and that is all they're hearing, or even when they're hearing it just from one person. For example, even in my own family, when our oldest daughter was younger, my husband is a native Spanish speaker. He spoke only Spanish to our oldest daughter, and I spoke only English. And she would speak Spanish back to him, and I would speak English to her, and it was perfectly fine. Yeah. And it's the same kind of thing in our classrooms. The children are able to totally do that same thing. And in the immersion classroom, same thing. When that is what they're hearing, that's what they respond to. And it's very easy for them, for their brains to separate like that.
I think that's important for parents. They may be a little hesitant, how can I put my child in that situation? Mm-hmm. We don't speak any other languages but English at home. Mm-hmm. How are they going to manage it? It's amazing. It doesn't faze them at all.
No, not at all.
That's
Children
wonderful.
are able to absorb. They're able to switch back and forth, and it's no problem for them. Harder for us,
right?
But no problem for them.
Well, I mentioned they're wonderful.
Well, it amazed me too when I came in last year and we had some students who started our kindergarten program who did not come through our 2-3-4-5 program, who were in Ge Lao Shi's kindergarten class. And Ge Lao Shi teaches all of her classes in Mandarin. So she teaches obviously the Mandarin class, but she teaches science and global studies in Mandarin Chinese. And there were students in her class who had no Mandarin at all, coming in August, end of August, and she's firing away, right, with Mandarin, and, they're the kids, they're going along with her, and, by the end of the first month, they're repeating back to her and going along, and, it's like they've been there the whole time, whereas I'm sitting there, trying to figure out what she's talking about.
How do I train? Wait, how does she say that? How do you say that? Yeah.
Exactly.
So tell us more about, we have the pre-K, the kindergarten, and then through 8th grade. Tell us a little bit about the studies that go on, what do you cover, and the program a little bit. So if people aren't familiar with the Montessori program, explain that a little bit.
So Montessori, again, is just the 3-4-5 program. Okay. For our kindergarten through 8th grade, we do keep some elements of the Montessori in the sense that we have split grade levels together. So in other words, our K1 program, we'll take that as an example. We like to have grades together because the students do learn from each other. We don't like to focus students on being in a set grade, and one of the reasons for that is that we like for our students to work at their own pace. So one of the things that I love about this school is that differentiation is like you would never see it in another school. I've been a teacher for over 25 years. I've been in education, and we always talk about differentiation, and differentiation is usually one lesson and you make it so that it fits for different students at whatever level they need. Whereas here, You can have a student who, for example, is in second grade, they might be working on a fourth grade math level, and that's okay. You're not holding that second grade student back in math. Whereas that same student could be on a second grade English level, reading level, and that's okay.
Gotcha.
Whereas they could have a classmate.
Because everybody has strengths.
Everybody has strengths and weaknesses, exactly. Or they have strengths wherever they are. It doesn't really matter. Whereas that same student could have a classmate who's on a fourth grade reading level and a second grade math level, and it's fine. Nobody's held back. Nobody's pulled along. They are where they are. So it's more of an individualized instruction, which is wonderful. And the good thing about having those 2 grade levels together is that you're more likely to have somebody else in that same boat with you. So you have peers who are working along in that same.
Right. What else is unique about New Century?
One of the things that I absolutely love being a former Spanish teacher is that language is a really big focus for us. So whereas a lot of schools are, some of them are cutting back on the amount of language instruction, we have 45 minutes of language for each language every single day.
So when a child gets into the higher grades, they do both Mandarin and Spanish.
Right, exactly. So you have 45 minutes of Spanish instruction every single day. You have 45 minutes of Spanish instruction every single day. And again, whenever possible, for example, in Bill Lauscha's class, she will teach other subjects in that language as well. So it's wonderful. They have so much exposure to language. And when you have that, it allows the students to become so much more proficient in the language. And when you listen to our older students, our upper level students, upper elementary, middle school students speaking the language, it is amazing. Their accents are incredible.
They speak it naturally like
they
would
speak it
in
naturally,
that country.
exactly. I mean,
And that's important.
It's
again,
wonderful.
for small ones.
It is.
So the program, you have open houses, or do you have
Yes.
by appointment to come visit the school?
We do have admissions Friday.
Okay.
It happens just about every other week throughout
Okay.
the school year. And people can go to our website and sign up. And then you also
So explain
have,
what Admissions Friday is.
So that's a big tour.
Okay.
We usually do it in groups.
Right.
So that people can go through a tour through the school. There's a slight presentation that does a little bit more than what I just did.
Okay.
It gives you a little history of the school and what we're all about. And then they have a tour through the school. We also ask people that come with their children, if they're serious, and do a shadow visit.
Okay.
So that they can see what the school is like, and also so their children can have some time here to see what the school is like as well.
Yeah.
And it's a wonderful opportunity to really get a closer look. We also do have an open house in the fall, which is wonderful as well. You get to hear from
that
the
will
teachers
be, do you know the
in
dates
November.
This year? In November
Yes.
this year. Okay.
Mhm.
It's always in November.
Yeah, it's
right?
always in November. It's a Saturday, first Saturday in November.
Okay.
And they get a chance to hear from the teachers
Okay.
as well, so they get to see a little bit closer.
Wonderful.
Yes.
And you have some new additions recently, the hot house for the
Yes,
tell
the
us a little bit about
greenhouse.
the
Yes,
greenhouse.
the greenhouse is out there.
And the chickens still have.
No, we don't have. We haven't
Don't have
had
chickens
chickens
yet?
in a little bit. Yes,
Okay.
but that is always a possibility to grow some little chickens. It's a wonderful little opportunity for the students
So
to watch the
it
chickens
gives
grow.
the kids a little bit more opportunity to do more. Hey, we live in the city.
Yes.
We don't normally come across, teaching kids where our tomatoes come from. Well,
Right.
they come from Harris Teeter. They come from
Right,
Safeway.
exactly.
No, they come from a plant.
Exactly. Well, the students, especially the preschool students, they get a chance to go out there and tend to the garden. And all the vegetables that come out of there do go into our lunch program. Yes, which is wonderful.
Any last comments? Any last thoughts that you'd like to deliver to our audience?
Come visit us.
I think that's the best thing. It really
Yeah,
is.
come visit. I mean, this is a wonderful school that I think people don't really know that we're here, and it's amazing the things that happen here. You have to see it in action in order to really, really appreciate it.
So if you have interest, obviously go to their website. We'll post all this information on the bottom. Thank you very much for listening today. Have a great day.